So, Brendan, what stuck out to you the most from kind of this research?
Well, number one, it shows that, we are fairly high, right? You look at the chart, and I think that this is meant to play with people's emotions a little bit and say, look at how high we were. The last time we were up here was 2008 or the dot-com crisis or these big other events that have happened before these big crashes. Um, However, I think that a lot has changed. What people fail to understand here is like the infrastructure that's been built since then. When you look at the technology stack that's been built then, you didn't have the way that data centers and AI and NVIDIA and the chip industry and tech as a whole, right? Back in the 2008 crisis or 2008 or the dot-com bubble, you didn't have Amazon the way it was, you didn't have Uber, you didn't have Apple the way it was, you didn't have Nvidia in the same space, you didn't have like any of these big companies that we have today. I mean, they just were not anything close to what they were, and neither was the US's market in general when it comes to tech. And so it looks like this, and it says, well, hey, you have to look at this metric. And again, I think this is where historical analysis can be a little bit misleading. But the bulk of the data out there, the health of, I would say, the crypto market, the health of everything, still looks to be all right. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to have up and downs and that we're not going to have fluctuations, because we are. But I think the idea of the kind of the picture that this chart is painting of like, hey, we're getting up to dot-com like levels is a little bit of a straw man fallacy, where it's just setting up like a single data point and saying the market could crash because of this single data point, when I think it's omitting a couple of things. I would say it's actually omitting a lot of different data. And I think that's the way that you have to do a lot of this, is you have to say, okay, well, what is all of the data points saying? And then let's kind of pull them together to come to an ultimate conclusion. And, that's the way that we like to kind of train people and talk to them about over here is, let's look at everything first and then make our decision afterwards, instead of the biggest understanding or misconception that I've seen people do in recent weeks and in recent months is take these like one-off data points and then run with the story after that, when I think we really have to put everything together first.